welcome to this week's video. Hello if you're new and hello to my regular viewers. I am tackling those DIY jobs that I have been putting off for ages, but I really want to get them done by the end of the year. Also, we'll be visiting Siobhan's house because she has some bargain peel and stick tiles that she wants me to stick up. So there's lots going on in this video, some satisfying, simple jobs that I'm sure you all have around the house. You may have seen my recent videos where I have been doing up my bedroom, did some bougie fancy paneling and a wallpaper change. But as usual, did I finish it completely? Never. However, I want to finish the snaggy bits so that I can just sign off on this room and it is perfect. As I was going around, I noticed a few things that I needed to fix. So that wallpaper was lifting slightly. I didn't pack away the wallpaper paste and I wanted to just fix it. When I was painting the room and I was painting the ceiling, you would have seen in those videos that the room was absolutely upside down, furniture everywhere. So when I was painting the ceiling, I didn't want to pull out the old writing desk because there was already so much going on in the room. So I said, I'll leave that as a little snag and I can touch up the paint in this corner. So I rolled it as far as I could and then I just didn't cut into the edge. And I know what you're thinking, girl, the curtains, the curtain pole, the wallpaper, are you crazy? You didn't cover them, but I'm a little pro when I have the paintbrush in hand. And I was also exhausted from doing the bedroom makeover and I wasn't arsed moving them. So any paint drops I just wiped away with my wet rag. Is anyone else a bit like me? I can't relax until I do the snaggy bits of a project. I know there's always going to be bits in your house that need to be done, but I felt like the job wasn't complete. And I really wanted it to be. I know perfection doesn't exist, but as perfect as I could get it. And I hate starting a new project when there's bits left over from another one because then I get overwhelmed and I'm like, oh, I didn't finish that. And so I know some people will start new projects without finishing the last, but that kind of stresses me out. For my next job, I don't know if you can see those tiny, well, there's a lot of them, but tiny scratches on the piece of plaster on the wall. So that's actually not from my current two cats. That is from my old cat, Queen Blondie, and she absolutely loved climbing out the window. Now, thankfully, touch wood, Bjug and Bon have not tried to climb out this window. So I'm going to do my best at repairing well, not even the plaster. I'm just using some filler. And I would love, now please let me know if something like this is available in Ireland. I would love a one-day class on certain DIY things. I would absolutely do a class on plastering. So if anyone offers that, or like, I suppose maybe it would be harder if it was electrics, but if there is any DIY workshops where you can go and wire a plug, plaster a wall, maybe even do a bit of tiling, I would sign me up for that. I'm using this small knife, which I know is too small. I think I should have had a larger plastering tool. So all I'm doing is I am smushing it into the cracks and I'm going to get it as smooth as I can. But I will come along with some sandpaper once this is dry and I'll sand it nice and smooth, or I'll get it as smooth as I can. While I am waiting on that filler to dry, I think on the tube it said it would take about 30 minutes, but as you can probably tell that the weather isn't great today, the temperature is much lower than normal, and as it's next to the window, I gave it just over an hour to kind of set before I sanded it because with it being cooler, things just take longer to dry, even wall paint. So while I'm waiting for that to set, I am going to finish the painting jobs. So I have the doors off this wardrobe and they are going to get some nice new knobs. And I also have the doors off the storage cubby as well. And you would have saw in the makeover videos that I colour drenched in the room. Very fancy, I know. La-di-da. So I painted the ceiling the same colour as the walls, and obviously I'm going to do the trim as well. And because I have kind of like that cottagey bungalow room with the slanted ceilings, it just made sense to do the ceiling the same colour. So I didn't pack away the pot of paint. I have been tripping over it the past while, so I says nope, I am going to do these paint jobs so I can pack it away so I can start the new year not tripping over paint cans that I have purposely left out to encourage me to finish my painting jobs. For anybody who is new or maybe you missed the previous videos, this paint colour is Antique Cream by Crown and it's in the matte finish. And also, if you are new and you have just stumbled across this video, please say hello in the comment section and hit the subscribe button. It's been a bit of a tough year for the channel. I've noticed the YouTube algorithm is ever changing, so people are saying that they're not always getting notified of new videos. So just double check, make sure you're subscribed. You can also hit the bell notification to be notified when a new video is uploaded. But I do upload every Thursday and also sometimes on a Sunday with a second video. Once I was happy with how the filler had dried and smoothed it out with the sandpaper, I was finally able to paint this. And this is a really small job. However, that windowsill has been damaged for years. Not months, not weeks, years. So to finally have that repaired, and it took me probably 20 minutes aside from the drying time. And does anyone else feel great when they have completed a job that they have been putting off for ages? It feels great. I had left the doors in the storage nook in white, and I was liking the contrast between the wall colour and the doors. But some of you might agree that when you see these painted and colour drenched in the colour on the wall, it just blends the doors into the wall because there's two lovely pieces of furniture beside them. And I don't want your eye to be drawn to the storage nook's doors. So I'm going to be painting them in the wall colour. And there's also lovely brass handles on this. And when they go back on, I just feel like the colour pops a bit. And also the lighting that you see right now is a grey Irish winter's day, and it looks quite cozy. I don't film with any artificial lighting, so this is just natural daylight, and it still is, well, relatively bright, but I feel like it's much more warmer and cozier than when this room was just in the white cotton colour. I'm really excited to see what this paint colour is gonna look like in summer. I do have this colour in my living room. However, I do have a Velux window in this bedroom, so I get some light coming in from the back, so the lighting is slightly different. Now, let me know in the comment section, because I can't be the only one who absolutely hates doing the skirting boards. And I really don't like frog taping everything. I hate taping up the edges. So I have this handy little paint tool thing. I don't even know what it would be called. I know you can use a wallpaper scraper as well. So I don't want to call this a painting hack, but kind of is. So whenever I'm doing skirting boards, first of all, half of this room had different coloured skirting boards, and I'm sure nobody probably would have noticed, but I did, and I couldn't sleep right at night. Well, I'm exaggerating a little, but I really wanted all the skirting boards to be done so I could just forget about painting in this room. So I'm using the same colour, but this is in the satin finish for wood. So because it is the skirting boards, I want it to be more durable and wipeable, because I do find I get some bashes on the skirting boards, mostly from the Hoover. And it's not a sexy job. Painting wood trim, I'd rather paint the wall paneling. I don't know what it is about the skirting board. I think it's because you're literally down on your hunkers and you're just going along trying to get it done. It's probably the most tedious DIY job. Let me know, what is your least favourite DIY job? I know some people hate doing the caulk. I absolutely love caulking. We all have our things we dislike. I'm definitely going to say skirting boards could be my number one least favourite DIY job. Some other small snags that I had was I had some holes in the wall from old picture frames and screw holes. Kind of wish I just used command strips or command hooks or whatever they are. But while I had the filler and the knife in hand, I patched them up. And I feel like in this room I had a load of small little jobs, but they were the kind of things that made the room look more DIY and unfinished and less professional looking. So by going around the room and doing all these snaggy things, I feel like it looks more polished. Okay, so before I move on to another messy job, I just want to say that this corner, obviously just ignore my pink things, but I definitely feel like having the cubby doors just painted the same colour, it's just making it kind of not less obvious. Obviously you can see the doors, but happy with how it looks. And then this wardrobe is done as well. And I just feel like the colour, yeah, it's lovely and warm, but the room is still bright. I've changed the bed sheets, so I'm currently alternating between two types of bed sheets, which you would have saw when I was doing the makeover videos for the paneling and the wallpaper. So I have the other set that you would have seen. That set is from Foxford. They're an Irish company out in Mayo, and I bought a set last year. It's not these ones, it's on the guest bedroom, and I love the feel of them, so I bought the other set. They're a bit more paisley printed, so you would see them in the other video. And then these ones I bought these I think during the pandemic, and they're from Zara Home, and they're one of my fave. Now they're a bit spring-likey, but just with the bit of green theme that I have going on, I think they're nice with the green accents. And then I swapped out the little knobs there, so I have some gold ones now. I am on the lookout for a new light fitting, and I was saying that obviously the height, I can't get like a chandelier with a big drop. So the drop you see there is kind of the drop I can get. But I don't know if I want to get something that's like ceiling flush. I'm not sure. I definitely want to get something gold, because I have some gold accents in here. Well, not gold, that kind of brassy, bronzy colour. And I have been looking online, but there's nothing that kind of, I don't know, nothing is tickling my fancy at the minute. So I just have that lampshade on it. But this room, the snags, I had bits of wallpaper that had just come loose here as well. And then the detail work, so that's all done. Because those things, I was losing sleep. So yeah, this room, if you had been following along, the snags are now pretty much done. I have a bit of skating board there to do. Oh, skating boards there, it's just like the least fun task of everything. But at least those things are done, and I can finally put away. I have had random bits of like wallpaper paste, the filler thing. Like I've had random bits that I can now tidy all of these away and move on from this room. My next little dirty project. This will hopefully not take me too long, but look how filthy this window is, and I need to caulk around the paint. Now, I don't know if you can see the dirt on the actual window. Can you see it? That's not even cloud. Well, it is cloudy outside. That is filth. So this window, I feel like because I'm short, out of sight, out of mind. And also I'm not a man. So I feel like if you were a man and you were peeing here, because there's obviously a toilet, you would notice how filthy that window is. But I don't pee standing up, so I don't see the dirt. So I am going to sort this out, because every time I look at it, I'm like, oh my God, that is disgraceful. Okay, so we have to sell the house. I just opened the window and I just jumped up to show you. Well, I was going to show you. I was going to say about the little Velux hack thing. Well, it's not a hack, I just didn't know. There's a thing you can pop out and see that hole just there. It holds the window up. However, the window will now remain open for the rest of time. Oh, there's another one. Oh no. Oh no. No way. Nope. That's why that window hasn't been cleaned. Every spot. Oh no, no. I feel really itchy. Oh, look at him. Oh no. Any of our Australian viewers will be watching going, girl, that is nothing. But I know I'm always in the garden But the spiders, I'm like out of sight, out of mind. Sometimes what I've noticed is when you don't like spiders, they do actually go away. They don't like us either. Not that they don't like us either, but they don't want to be seen. So I'm hoping if I come back in 5 minutes, look, he's already gone out the window. Like, I don't kill them or anything like that. But yeah, look, he's going out. I'm just afraid, like, what if I pull that down and there's more? Oh no. I can confirm, after a quick cup of tea, all spiders had vacated the window and moved on to their new home. I can pinpoint where my spider fear comes from. And has anyone seen that old, well, it's not that old of a film, but I remember watching it as a kid. I think it's called Arachnophobia, and it was on RTE. And how I was allowed to watch this movie as a kid, but I was terrified. Anyway, whenever I have a filthy window, I find using a blade or a scraper. So what's in my spray bottle is just half distilled water, half vinegar. And there's a few little essential oils in it. I can't think off the top of my head. It's probably lemon. So I spray that onto the glass, and then I use that scraper to lift off that kind of heavy rain stains, the watermarks. And then I will give it a good wipe down with the rag. Now, if it's a normal window and it's not that dirty, I find I don't need the blade. But when it is like baked on nature grime, that blade is great. And just like the other window, you know what? Let me try and think back. I don't think I have cleaned that window since I got that bathroom done up. And that was 2021. If you saw my other cleaning videos, I have cleaned the other windows downstairs. One of the perks of living in a bungalow is your windows are easy to reach. However, this window is up in an awkward position for me to reach. But as you can see, it's very quick and easy to clean. Next time you see me doing a cleaning video, say, hey, have you cleaned that bathroom, Velux, you dirty, dirty girl? Now, I know it's only a smallish job. It took me 20 minutes just to tidy up this trim. It would have taken me only 5 minutes to clean the glass. Only I was afraid of the spiders. But now, whoever is standing up in here, having a wee, the only person who wees in here that's a boy is my nephew. Otherwise, it's just me. So at least, yeah, that has been, I probably haven't cleaned it this year, but at least it is done. Good morning. I'm just after coming from downstairs. Oh, my hair's in the tea. Check my Bahumpug cup. I got this years ago. I think it's Marks and Spencer's. Like, you're talking 6 or 7 years ago. That's cute. I have a slight change of plan. I still have to do loads of little fixie things I don't want to do in the house, but I'd love to get them done before the end of the year. But Siobhan has asked me to do the DC fix on her countertop. If you remember, it was actually this time last year that she asked me to, we like recovered her kitchen cabinets just as a little way to, she wanted to get rid of the, was it shaker style? She wanted them flat, or she wanted a shaker style. But she has a white laminate countertop and she is loving all of the wood tones. So I think she's after getting the DC Fix wood effect vinyl. Sorry, can't talk there. And she wants to do the countertop in her kitchen and the island that we did last year. So it's all white at the minute and I really like it white. But she wants to warm it up with some of the wood. And do you know what? I think I'm not a massive fan of the sticky stuff. That's what she said. But what I mean by that is sticky wall tiles and sticky countertop things. But in saying that, they're a great way if you change your mind on styles to test something out before committing to investing in a wood countertop or a certain design of tile. So like if you're into mosaics, but if you get bored of your decor quite often, it's a good way to test something out before committing to changing your countertop. But I've used DC Fix on a couple of small projects. I always see it as a temporary thing, but I've seen great videos where people they've had it on for ages. I remember years ago we did it in the old work kitchen in my last job and we put the marble on it and like that was a really high traffic kitchen. It was like a lunchroom kitchen, so it was constantly getting used, and it withstanded, like it lasted. So I'm also, wait to see this tiny camera. I'm gonna bring the world's tiniest camera, and the lighting isn't great today, but when I'm not at home obviously shooting, it's hard like bringing tripods into people's houses, and you know, so I'm hoping this tiny little camera, I'm going to bring it with me today. I hope it works and I get the footage, but I'll bring it along. But you are going to be in this, yeah, this tiny gimbal camera thing. I'm hoping it'll be fun to, like, you can take the tripod off and it's even smaller again. It can be that size. But I'm hoping like in the new year, if I go places, like if I go thrifting or if I go, I love how Mr. Carrington says the booties, the car booties. If I'm like going out and about, you get better quality footage hopefully compared to your phone, and it's like small and in your hand. I don't know, I've seen people with these, I don't know if they're any good, but this is like a dupe of it's not the DJI Osmo, it is some Chinese version, Feiyu Tech, so it was like a third of the price of the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. So it does say it shoots in 4K, which is all you need. Like that camera is a Canon and it shoots 1080p. So there's me waffling. I'm going to just bring a blade with me and my metal ruler. And that's all I'm going to bring actually, yeah. Well, guess who used the new camera? But unfortunately, I used a corrupted memory card and I lost the footage of me putting the DC fix onto the old countertops. But if you saw the videos from last year, you would know that her countertop was a white laminate. I will have to come back because Siobhan has some jobs for me, which we'll do hopefully before Christmas. We do have a tiny toilet that needs a makeover. And I do have to put the DC fix on the island and the little side unit that we did. So I will be back. Now, Siobhan picked up these stick-on tiles. And she got them either from Shein or Temu. It was one of those Chinese websites. And I'm a little bit skeptical of the stick-on tiles. However, these really refresh the space. Something I would love to do. I'm definitely going to try my hand at tiling at some stage. But I would love to tile Siobhan's backsplash and do a proper job of it, because nothing adds value to your house than lovely proper tiles. I think these peel and stick, they're a great temporary option. They're really renter friendly as well. You'll see that the old tiles here were a mosaic and they were in the house when Siobhan moved in. She then painted them white in a tile paint, and then she had a different peel and stick put over this tile. It was like a brick effect. So as you can see, those tiles are a bit worse from wear from all of the DIY projects they've had. They have been painted. The paint actually has held up quite well. They've had different types of peel and stick on them. So I would love to do this for Siobhan, and I would love to remove the old tiles and give her nice shiny new ones in a style that she wants. And for anybody who's new, Siobhan is my niece and nephew's grandmother. But in Ireland, some people would say granny, but my niece and nephew call her nanny. But I know anytime I mention the word nanny, people overseas assume she's their childminder. So she is their granny, but they call her Nanny Siobhan. So I would like to do this in 2025. I need to go and learn how to tile. Maybe it's something I do on my own backsplash first. But it is something I would like to do so that she doesn't have to, I don't know, use these temporary options. What I will say is this turns out really tidy, and I think you'll agree that it looks much cleaner. So even if it only lasts a couple of months, it looks really clean. Those last few clips I sadly had to do on my phone, and the lighting is awful because winter. I will be back and we will be doing some more jobs in my own house and in Siobhan's. So don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, and cheeky thumbs up.